Welcome back to my channel, everybody. I'm back with the slick bun tutorial. This was highly requested, so let's jump right into the products that I use. Starting with the Pantene Gold Series Repairing Mask. I use this as a moisturizer and it keeps the gel from drying so hard. Next, we have the hydrating oil, also with the Gold Series. It seals in the moisturizer and it also helps with the gel. Next, we have the holy grail of the style, which is the Eco Style Olive Oil Gel. It's smooth and holds the hair in place. It has great hold, no alcohol, so you can use as much as you want, and it has possible flaking within like the 3rd or 4th day of the style. Next, we have the spray bottle with water. I use it as a detangler. It keeps the hair manageable, and the gel works best when the hair is fully saturated. Next, we have the utensils. I have a fine tooth comb, a Denman brush, soft bristle toothbrush for my edges, and a soft bristle brush. I will mainly be using the Denman brush as well as the soft bristle. And here I have a few hair tie options. I personally will be using the thick and wide rubber bands, but you can use headbands, scrunchies, shoelaces, whatever works best for you. I just prefer the rubber bands because they keep my hair nice and tight. Alrighty, enough of that. Let's get started. Moving right along to step 1, which is sectioning off my hair. I will be working in sections throughout my entire head because my hair is so thick it's impossible just to do this style in one step. Next, I'm spraying my hair with water, as you can see. Then I'm going to move on to detangling my hair. Now I'm just going to apply my moisturizer, a good amount but not too much. Then I'm just going to lay the oil on top of that. The oil I really don't use too much, just so it won't disturb the gel and cause the hair to become curly again. Now I'm just going to slap on the gel. I'm as generous as possible. I use as much as I feel I need. Right here is just like a small section, but as you can see, I'm going to be dipping in and getting more as I go along. Next, I'm just going to smooth my hair down with all the utensils, mainly the Denman brush and the soft bristle. Step 9, I'm just going to take one of the hair ties and pull it back into a nice tight ponytail, and I will do this at the end of each section just to hold the hair in place. Next, I'm just repeating steps 1 through 9 until I get to the top of my hair. And now I'm going to shut up and let you guys just watch. Alright, I am back. Moving along to the top of my head. Here you just see me creating a part. I usually don't do like a really straight part, more like a curvy part. And please excuse these next few scenes. My camera was going in and out of focus, and I was actually going in and out of visibility, so excuse that. Here you see me like slicking down my edges, but we'll get more in depth into that towards the end. Alright, let's flip and go to the other side. Here I'm going to section it off into 3 sections. This section is pretty much very basic, doing the same things that I did in the back of my head, just applying the moisturizer, the oil, repeating those things. But once I get to the section that is clamped, then things will get a little bit different. To this section, as you can see, I'm parting diagonally. This personally works for me because when I do the swoop with just a straight part, it tends to make it even harder than it already is, so I prefer to do a diagonal part at this time just to make the swoop a little bit easier to do. As you can see, I'm using my comb. The comb really does keep the hairs tamed and in place. And as you can see, I'm going over it several times just because my hair is reverting back pretty easily because of the moisture in the oil, which I don't mind. I would rather my hair be moisturized and just apply more gel as I need, as you can see. So if you want to do this style, please take your time and be patient with your hair, and I promise you're going to be satisfied toward the end. Moving on to the last section. In this section, I only apply water and I apply the gel. I do not apply the moisturizer or the oil, just so my hair can lay really flat and it doesn't revert back. But this is the only section that I don't apply moisturizer. So for the next 5 minutes of my life, I'm just going to be perfecting this swoop. The swoop is definitely the most tedious part, but just be patient with it and get it exactly how you want it, because once it's set in place, it's really set in place. I forgot to mention in the beginning that my hair was freshly washed. It was completely saturated at that point, but my hair does tend to dry really fast, which is why I needed the spray bottle. So here I'm just making my final touches before I put the ponytail, well, the bun, which I will perfect later. Moving right along to my favorite part, which is perfecting my swoop and laying my edges or baby hairs or whatever you would like to call them. You can really make this part your own. I personally like to do a couple little swoops within the swoop and just create a little sideburn situation right there, and just, you don't have to do it exactly like that, just how I prefer my edges to look, and just make it your own. Moving on to step 12, I really like for my bun to be as small as possible and for the band to not be so visible, so I'm just perfecting it and making it as small as possible. Now on to the final step, which is wrapping and securing it with a silk scarf. And this will just set the hairstyle in place, and voila, 15 minutes later, you're all done. Now let's cue the slow-mos. Alright you guys, that is all for this one. I hope it was really helpful, and until next time, please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching.